you know Shaq as good as anyone. You know,
Who?
having been his teammate, how excited are you for him tomorrow for what this moment will mean?
Super excited. When the little birdie told me that this may happen, first thing I did was just start laughing. It's like, it's way overdue. I think the true fans who followed this franchise from day one understands what Shaq did for this franchise, and so I'm just super happy for him.
Just how special is this night for this franchise beyond Shaq, but for everyone to come together for the only national TV game of the season? What can this do for a team like this young Magic squad?
Well, I think it can remind people on, what greatness looks like. I think Paulo has that in him. But we were just laughing and thinking about it. Our first couple of years with Nick and I, you got that one mandatory national game back then. We get Shaq, and I think we go from the bottom of the barrel to, I think that's behind the Lakers and the Knicks back then. Joe probably can help me with that one, that we became the third most watched team on TV. It's because of Shaq, period. So that was the impact he had. That was the impact that when people wanted to come to Orlando, Horace Grant, Brian Shaw, free agents wanted to come here, coaches wanted to come here, scouts wanted to be here. So it was a place to be. And of course, this weather never gets old either.
How much
fun was it to play with Shaq?
For me, it was, at that time, I'd only been around someone that made my life very easy, and that was in college with Kenny Anderson. We were Lethal Weapon 3 going to the Final Four. He was 6'1", maybe $160 soaking wet, and I was like, damn, how is this kid controlling the game? That was fun. But then when Shaq came in, he changes your life. He changes how we do things. He changes how we travel, right? We were commercial. All of a sudden we had a new plane. We went from a van to we had 2 buses. It went from a regular hotel to Ritz-Carlton's. It's because of Shaq. You're not putting Shaq in a regular bed, are you? No, you're not. You're not putting Shaq in a regular plane. No, you're not. So that's the impact that he had for this franchise and this city.
To have Shaq's jersey gold, what does that mean for what it represents for his teammates, for someone like you? Because obviously he was the centerpiece of it all, but he made those he helped make those teams great.
You hit around the head that now when you come into this new beautiful arena, you look up, you can say you played a part in his success. But if you've met Shaq once, you understand why so many people love him, why every teammate that's ever played with him supports him, because his heart is just as big as his body.
Do you see any parallels between Shaq and Paulo, number 1 overall picks for the franchise, and having such a strong growth really quickly?
I think the biggest thing, they're great people. I'm going to say it again. Paulo is a great young man. So make sure y'all appreciate that while he's young, because we all get old eventually. I can't believe I'm 55 years old now and we laugh at it, but please take care of Paulo because he's a real good kid. He wants to win. He wants to do the right things. Sometimes he's over unselfish. I think he shoot the ball a little bit more, but no, he's been taught the right way, so he's over unselfish. I just hope y'all take good care of him.
Dennis, you probably have countless Shaq memories, some of which you can't share, but when you think back into it, what is your favorite one? If you can narrow it down.
Who's been around here the longest?
Joel.
Joe. Well, only Joe will probably understand this. So I had my own show, the Dennis Scott Show, and Anthony Bowie had a restaurant called Pinky Lee's down the corner, and I was like, Shaq, a guest had canceled on me. So back in the day, Arsenio Hall was a favorite show, and he had Eddie Murphy. Whenever he needed a guest, somebody canceled, he'd call Eddie. I was his go-to guy. Well, Shaq was my go-to guy. Hey, somebody canceled you to come. Yeah, I'll be there. Show starting in 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and here comes this 7-foot woman dressed in a green dress with a wig and size 22 heels. I don't know where he found them. And it was Shaq dressed up as Shaquille. And I don't know how I got through the show, but that was Shaq. That whenever I needed him, David Steele and I were doing a show in the studio, and same thing. Someone canceled. Shaq, where you at? I'll be there. Then he shows up in a Rasta wig as a Rastafarian. So just like the spontaneity for him is probably second to none the teammates I've been around as far as having fun.
To see this Magic team, take a really big leap this season now, getting that national recognition, obviously starting with Paul LeBron, just how great is it to see the franchise as a whole, be back in the top?
It's good because one thing about our business is when you get these opportunities to get the number one pick, or there's a lottery pick, you got to make good decisions. Because you make one bad decision, it can set you back 5 or 10 years. You see what's going on with Golden State Warriors, right? With the Wiseman pick, great kid, just didn't fit. Where the front office, the last couple picks, they've got the right picks. You got the right kids. Now the pressure is, oh my goodness, we're pretty good now. Now, how do we make the right next decision to get to that next level? So now you can start being in the conversation with Boston and the rest of those guys.
Thanks, Dennis.